What's going on there, guys? This is Quinn, that Snazzy iPhone guy, and this is the video review of the X Mini Max 2 portable speakers from XMI. Now, I know the video quality in the last couple videos was subpar, and that's because I was using a new Rode microphone. It's great for audio stuff in terms of outdoorsy kind of home family shooting. For studio stuff where you're not trying to pick up a lot of noise, it wasn't the best. So I've actually moved to the Blue Spark, which I got in the mail from Blue Microphones yesterday. I'm using a little bit of a jerry-rig setup, but hopefully it sounds all right. Let me know in the comments below if this even competes with my Audix OM5. If not, of course, we can always go back to that. Anyway, these are the speakers themselves. They are very cool, very good looking speakers, and they're very portable. As you can see, and as you may remember, I reviewed the original X Mini several months back, probably a year ago actually. It was a long time ago. And it was a very, as I stated, very cool, very ultra portable speaker that got pretty loud, that sounded pretty nice. Well, the Max 2, as you can see, is, well, significantly larger, but that being said, it's still pretty small, would fit in any backpack, any purse, any handbag. With ease. Pockets, not so much, but you could carry it around without much effort. It's the size of probably a teeny Nerf football, I mean, to put things in perspective. So, you know, there you go. Anyway, here are the speakers themselves. Let's do a little demo around the speakers, and then we'll get into a audio demonstration and all that good stuff. So these are held together by a magnet. The magnet isn't the greatest. If you use some competing speakers out there like the Chill Pill, there's a couple others that I've tried like the iPivo. The magnet latch on this is kind of weak. I mean, the iPivo was nice because it was twist, so it was going to stay there. The Chill Pill has a decent magnet, but this isn't the greatest. I mean, if you shake this hard enough, these will fall off. So, I mean, it's not saying that they won't resist some force, because they do, but it's not the strongest magnet out there, and you may run into some issues keeping them together. But when you're playing them, you don't really need to keep them together. If you don't want, you can, but to get the full bass, to get the full sound experience, you want to pull them apart. So we're going to demo one speaker, and we'll show you kind of the situation and the layout of the X Mini Max Pro 2 or something like that, isn't it? Anyway, so we have the speaker right here. On front, we have an LED light, which is blue, which indicates if the power is on and running and everything is well. We have the X Mini logo. You can see the main driver right here. It's kind of in this recessed housing, which is nice because you won't damage it. You can touch the driver directly. Not recommended, but you won't experience any issues with stuff getting stuck in there and all that bad stuff. On the side here, you are going to find the mini USB port to charge and get the audio to it. That's actually a very weird design, which I'll show you in a minute. This is the line out. So if you have other X Minis that you want to link to this, or you can even use house speakers or headphones, whatever, this is just a generic line out. So if you have a 3.5mm headphone jack, or you can plug that in and you are set and ready to go. And then on the side here, we have an on and off switch, which controls the LED, of course, the speakers themselves. And last but certainly not least, we have this spin design that's on the original X Mini. This kind of gives you the full environment and the full emphasis of the speakers. You get more bass, there's a better bass response, and I just found that in general the volume was louder when this was expanded. They don't expand quite as much as the original X Minis, which are pretty drastic. I mean, they're about the same openness. Maybe even the Max 2 are lesser than the original, but that being said, they still do get the sound through and do kind of emphasize that bass, and it is a very nice feature, which we'll demonstrate here in a minute. So here's both speakers. First, we're going to try them both closed, and we'll turn the speakers on. So we have the LEDs, we're ready to go, and we'll set these off to the side for just a minute. I'm going to show you the cable in which this operates by, and it is one of the most bizarre cables I've ever found. It is proprietary, so it sucks if you lose it. And the worst thing about the X Minis is they do have a proprietary cable. It's not some generic cable you can go and pick up at the store. But on top of that, there is no cable management. So unlike the original X Mini, where there was this very nice folding, tucking, this very integrated cable, this is just an external cable. If you lose it, that sucks meat, and you can't really stick it on the same place that these are because there's no cable management, which in my mind is a huge downer, especially when the emphasis on this is portability and ease of use. If you lose a part, it's not too easy to use. But we have the USB port right here. We have the power cord. No, this is the audio cord. Hold on, I'll show you in a minute. This is where your source is. So you would plug this end into your iPhone, into your iPod, and to anything of the sort. This is an external volume control. I just leave this at full max and control the volume with my device itself. But as we continue down this cable, you'll see right here that there are two mini USB cables. Those plug into the speakers, and they'll not only charge them, but they also carry the audio. So that's very unusual, and that's not really something you see. Rather than having a headphone jack go into the headphones themselves, into the speakers themselves, this carries the audio, and this is the only way to get audio in. So again, if you lose this cable, it kind of sucks because there's not really the same type out there. You have to order another one from X Mini. So this is not the cable you want to lose, and sadly enough, there's not a way to ensure that you don't lose it because there is no built-in cable management. That aside, all we're going to do is plug in the this end into our iDevice or whatever you want. It could be an iPod, an MP3 player, a Zune, a computer, whatever. It does not matter as long as it has a 3.5mm input. And then we're going to take this on this side, stick that in, and on this side, stick it in. That's what she said. And we are ready to go. So we've got our two speakers right there, and we will take our iPhone, and figure things out here. So I got a text from GameStop. Why they're sending me text messages, I shan't know. Okay, so let's pull up the iPod right here. And we are going to select a song, and that song will be some of our lovely favorite royalty-free music. Let's do Ride of Your Life. So as you can see, they're pretty quiet at this volume. The volume's all the way up on the control here. I mean, you can definitely hear it, but they're quiet. Now, they get very loud, and I'll demonstrate this right now. Okay, so right now, at full volume, they didn't distort much, which is really rather impressive because usually in these smaller kind of speakers, you get halfway and it sounds tinny and crappy and poopy, and you don't get that with the X Mini. I mean, they really do sound pretty good. Of course, we can extend the bass, which is what we're going to do, and this not only gives it a better bass response, but it just sounds better in general. On the bottom, I forgot to mention how you have 3 gripping feet, which will ensure that it doesn't slip around or scratch on your table, and then the serial information. Boom. Way to forget stuff, Quinn. So we'll turn this back up and demonstrate what it is. I'll just escalate it, so here we go. So they get pretty loud. Ironically, they kind of top out like from 4/5 to 1. I guess it would be to 5/5, it gets significantly louder. So up until here, it's like, okay, that's a little volume, but then it just booms like crazy. So we'll try a different song so we can kind of test a couple different genres. That was a rockier feel. Let's do, oh my goodness. My iPhone just does not want to play. Yeah, I have Avril Lavigne. She's sweet. What the hell? Suck it. Okay, let's do Path of Dreams. We'll zoom forward a little bit. So that sounds very good. We'll try Waka Waka. So all in all, I'm very impressed with the X Mini Max 2. Their sound is just as good as some of the larger competitors. So in this package, you get great sound. It gets really loud, and I hope the microphone demonstrated that correctly. I mean, I almost had to plug my ears. It was that loud. I'm incredibly impressed at how loud these little tiny speakers get, and they don't lose fidelity. They still sound good, and then at the end of the day, you can pack them up and get going on your way. The 13-hour integrated battery is absolutely excellent, so you just throw them in, you recharge, and you're set and ready to go. So I cannot recommend these much higher. I mean, they're very, very good little device. Their value is pretty good. $47 is retail, but you can find them as low as $23 on Amazon. That's for the white model. The white model is, I guess, less to be desired. I don't know why. I like the white model, but you You can purchase these from the That Snazzy iPhone Guy Amazon store, and you'll save yourself tax. So you save money, I get money. It's a win-win situation. Also, you have the ability to win these. You can adopt these X Minis from my home. Unlike normal adoptions, you don't need paperwork or anything of the sort. All you need to do is leave a comment below, and you will be entered to win. Winners will be announced in the next couple videos. And for those of you that are waiting on the iChair giveaway, sorry, we had some problems with false entries, and so we'll get the winners out on that. And then, of course, we'll get the winners out on the 2.5 wood backing as well. So once again, and for the last time, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, comment, and as always, stay snazzy. See you later, folks.